Like many of you, I'm a very busy person. I'm running around doing a million different things every day, and I can get forgetful very easily. I use the reminder app in my phone aggressively, and I leave myself voice memos and videos so that I don't forget things that come to mind. And while it's great to use your cell phone for that, sometimes it's nice to have a dedicated device for when you need to jot down a note or remember something. And for that, I opt for this digital voice recorder. Sometimes you just want to be able to pull something out, say a little reminder to yourself, an idea comes to your head if you're a business professional, or you're maybe an artist that wants to, make note of an idea that's come to you, and you don't just want to type it out, you want to actually have an audio recording of it. A digital voice recorder is really handy for that. Also, let's say you're going to a conference, a meeting, you want to have a record of it and save something to listen to later in the future. A digital voice recorder can come in handy for that. Of course, we all have cell phones nowadays, but if you use your cell phone for every single little task, you're gonna run through your battery. If I'm in a conference all day recording voice memos, but I also need to be talking to people and looking things up, I'm gonna run my battery out of my phone. So I like standalone devices, and for that I have this. This is the LIMENAMICS, I don't know how to say it, digital voice recorder. It's a very compact, easy to use voice recorder that you can slip in your pocket, your purse, your backpack. It comes with a ton of built-in memory and a lot of handy features. And today in this video, I'm gonna unbox it, tell you about it, my experience using it, and let you know whether or not I think it's worth picking one up for yourself. If you're new here, welcome to the Phage Views YouTube channel. My name is Jordan. If you're a subscriber, welcome back as always. Before we crack this open, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Leave a comment, like the video, it helps the channel grow. But enough about that, let's take a look at this digital voice recorder. Like I mentioned in the intro, this is from a company called LIMENAMICS, I think is how you say it. It's very affordable, and I really didn't know much about this company or this product. They sent it to me for review, but I'm not being paid for my opinion, and I can say whatever I want, okay? So I'm gonna tell you about pros and cons. Now, the box doesn't really tell us much. It's very generic packaging. It says features include stereo recording, record in WMA or MP3 format, high capacity rechargeable battery, and FM tuner, in case you wanna listen to the radio on the go, USB storage with micro SD cards, one button recording, and a dot matrix LCD display. Okay, so those are some of the features. Enough about that, let's crack it open and take a look. So opening up the box, and you pull out this kind of inner tray here, if I can get it out, there we go. We've got the recorder itself. Now we're gonna come to that in a minute, but I did wanna take this portion of the box off and show you some of the accessories that are in the bag. So you're gonna get your USB cable. It looks like this one is not USB-C, it is like the micro or mini USB, I can't remember, whatever the one that every old phone used to be. We also get a pair of earbuds for monitoring or playing back your recordings if you want to do that. This also has music playback options as well, so you can listen to music off this device, kind of like an MP3 player, okay? Then they also include a little SD card, micro SD card reader here, so if your computer doesn't have an SD card reader, it's handy that they include that in the box as well. And then last but not least, we have our user manual. This goes over all the functions. I'm gonna be honest, this is very, very bare bones and simple. Hopefully this video can be of help to you for learning the basic functions. We won't go over everything in here, but I'm gonna try and cover the most important parts. Now, after all of those things, we've got the actual recorder itself. Now, first impressions when I pulled this out is it's metal. It's kind of heavy for the size. It feels really sleek and modern in the hand, and like you could literally slip this anywhere. I love how it feels and how it looks. You've got the tiny little screen up here at the top, a glossy finish on the front with a little speaker, kind of some speaker port stuff right there. And then on the side, we'll go over each side individually. We've got our SD card that they've included here. I believe that this is a 64 or a 32. This is a 64 gig, okay? So plenty of space for audio recordings and for music storage. We've also got a V and an M button. So volume and mode, we'll get into what those do in just a moment. Then we've got a USB connection for charging the device, also for transfer to the computer. We've got a headphone jack here on the top for listening back to your audio. And then we've got more controls on the side. We've got a play, pause button in the middle, a forward and back kind of skip and reverse buttons on the sides of that. And then this little toggle switch right here, which is for the 1-button recording. Now, if you forget what these buttons do, you can just flip the unit over to the back side, and they've actually written what the functions are of each of the buttons on the back. So, like I mentioned before, in addition to play, pause, skip forward, skip back, fast forward, reverse, the play pause also serves as the on-off button when held, and then the skip and rewind buttons are up and down respectively. The volume and the menu buttons also have their functions written on the back as well. So let's power this on. We're gonna hold that play pause button and you'll see the display light up here in just a moment. There you go. So this is what the display looks like when it's powered on. It says no file right now because I deleted my recordings that I've saved so that I can do one live for you on the camera. Recording on this is super simple. That toggle switch I mentioned on the side earlier, you just click that up and it will immediately start recording. You can let it go as long as you want, and then when you're finished, you just pull the toggle switch back down and it will stop the recording and save the file. That's as simple as it is. It's awesome. So if I'm gonna actually record something right now and I'll overlay the audio on top of this video. All right, so we've got the switch toggled up. I'm gonna start with it kind of at chest height if you were holding it right here. I found that these are very sensitive microphones and they distort pretty easily. If I'm gonna hold it right here, you're gonna hear that my voice is clipping pretty easily. So down here by your chest is fine. You could also set this on the table and talk with it setting on the table, or if you wanted to interview someone, you could hold it up to them, hold it up to the room. There are two little grills, one on either side of the microphone like that, so you can see it. That's, I guess, where the stereo is coming from those two different grills. We'll hear on the recording whether or not it's stereo. Now, when I'm done with the recording, I just click the toggle switch back down, and it will stop. So now it says save, and it saved that file. So now it shows 001 of 001, it's paused, and you can also engage recording again by switching the toggle up. But if I wanted to play that track back, I just hit the play button on the side. All right, so we've got the switch toggled up. I'm gonna start with it kind of, and you can hear the audio. I'm gonna pause that again. So there is a built-in speaker, or you can monitor with the earbuds. They're very cheap earbuds. I'd probably use your own, but you can if you want to. Now, if while it's playing you want to adjust the volume, you just click the V or volume button, and then you can use your up and down right here to change the volume. Okay, and it goes in 2 increments, so it says 14, 12, 16, you know, whatever. Okay, plus V again to get out of volume. The other button on this recorder is the M, or the menu or mode button. If you click that a single time, it will take you to the repeat settings. You can set this to repeat single tracks, or repeat all tracks, or not repeat at all. If there is audio playing and you hold the M or menu button, it will actually take you to music playback mode, so you can listen to files on the device that you've imported as music files. The last thing you can do is if the music is paused, or the playback is paused, and you hold the M button, you can delete files. So it will say 1 or all if you cycle 1 or all, and if I click the enter button, it would delete that file. Now, I've got the manual in front of me. I did want to go over a couple different specs with you guys, things that I think are important. It records in the MP3 format by default with a sampling rate of 32 kilohertz. You can play back MP3 files as well as waves, WMA, or it says other formats. So that would be things you load onto the memory card for playback. Different file formats, probably all your standard ones right there. The memory card that comes with it, like I said, is 64, but it can support up to 128 gigabytes of music or files. It weighs 56 grams, so to me, it's like hefty for the size, but lightweight overall. The battery is 230 milliamp hours, which equates to 9 hours of recording time, or 12 hours of headphone playback. And then it takes 2 hours to charge from empty. And then if you're just playing music off of it, you'll get 6 hours of continuous audio through the speaker, depending on how loud you have the volume, okay? It says it works with Windows XP, Vista, 2K Me 98, or Mac OS 10 or higher. The 64 gig memory card in here offers an obscene amount of recording time, because if I'm looking at the specs here, it says that 32 gigs would give you 568 hours of audio recording. So over 1,000 hours of recording with the 64 gig memory card in here. You're not gonna ever run out of space on this, I don't think, unless you're running it constantly. So there you have it. That is the LIMENAMICS digital voice recorder. This thing is super handy, super small, very affordable. You could easily slip this in any sort of bag or backpack or purse or even your pocket and take it with you to your conferences, your meetings, or just have it on you for whenever inspiration strikes. And if you want to grab one, I'll include a link down in the description below. You can go buy through there to support the channel. I would of course love you for it. If you're not already a subscriber, consider becoming one and hitting the notification bell, liking the video, and leaving a comment. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.